Welcome to Just the Tip, guys. We're kicking it off today with a Tuesday show. So a little something different for you. Not our typical Friday, but hey, we got some stuff to talk about. So I'm Josh.
And I am King Benjamin Cage.
Yeah.
And it's time to turn up on a Tuesday.
So we're actually going to jump right into this, and this will be one getting right to the topic. So a lot of things going on in the nation, but the biggest talked about piece.
Well, that assassination attempt.
Yep. So
and the speculation surrounding it.
With that leads us into King's Adventure.
Yes, yesterday I commented on John Schneider, an American actor who is best known as Pa Kent in Smallville and Bo Duke on the Dukes of Hazzard. I love the guy's content. He's down to earth, wholesome dude. But he posted something yesterday, and I commented on it, and I got quite the retort. You want to read that original post off there?
So this one right here?
Yeah, that was flagged as false, by the way. So I'm not saying any of that is accurate, but this is what he posted.
So he wrote, "My name is Jonathan Williams. I'm an officer in a famous photo of the two snipers on the roof at Trump's rally. I came here to inform the public that I had the assassin in my sights for at least 3 minutes, but the head of the Secret Service refused to give the order to take out the perp. 100% the top brass prevented me from killing the assassin before he took the shots at the President Trump."
Now, mind you, that was flagged as false information, so I'm assuming that's not true. I don't know. You look at it, it looks very archaic the way it's laid out and whatnot. But John Schneider posted it, and his verbiage to follow was, it was food for thought, and I chimed in and gave my food for thought. So if you want to read what John put, and then I'll read what I said.
So John is saying, "How come nobody's talking about two shooters? Is anybody but me wondering how a bullet came from the far left of the president and then hit his right ear, while another bullet came from the far left of the president and hit Corey Compertor, the heroic firefighter who died protecting his beautiful family. The time is now for the truth. Funny thing about the truth is that it never makes itself known for if people don't ask tough questions. God bless Corey's family."
So I'm one that will sit there when a story happens, and I immediately look to see who benefits from the story happening. So I'm always looking for a false flag. And in this case right here, it's just far too soon for me to even say it is. So I don't see any indications of it being so. Does it have the recipes and the stature of possibly being one? Sure. However, what I said, and this was just pure speculation, I said if Trump doesn't acknowledge a second shooter, and there was one, this has the makings of a false flag, and Trump is in on the fix. Which I totally wouldn't be surprised at, because, by draining the swamp, he hired swamp monsters. While in office, bump stock bans was so pro-Second Amendment, and with this, it may get worse. Threatened to arrest Hillary Clinton, but arrested the whole country and shut it with the shutdown and made everyone non-essential. Of Operation Warp Speed was the greatest invention in human history, and those stimulus bills he signed off on were socialism at its finest. So everything I said, now the part that I said about, it has the makings of a false flag. If you think about it, look what it did. It generated a lot of buzz. Everybody's talking about it. It's very polarizing. It's just kind of like, you had that shit show debate, and now you have this. And this dude allegedly took a bullet to the ear like a G. So what John said to me in response to that, and I got a lot of people on here just coming at me, I will say right now that Republicans argue just as good as Democrats.
Oh yeah.
Their attacks, because if I am saying something against what they believe in, I'm automatically on the other team, which I am not.
Right.
Now,
you're attacking them personally.
Right. One person on there actually called me a Democrat atheist, and I was like, well, you're half right. But the Democrat part is not the right part. But what John said back to me, he said, that is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. So you're asking us all to believe that President Trump believes in someone's marksmanship so much that he will allow them to shoot off the top of his ear. You are delusional. Stop being part of the problem and start being part of the solution. Stop spreading wild nonsense like this on the internet. It's embarrassing you and your family. John got a little personal.
Stop spreading nonsense.
Stop spreading nonsense.
Back to here.
So, yeah, you posted something that was flagged as false, which Facebook has flagged a lot of false things that weren't false. Right. So maybe it is true, but it said it was flagged as false. But there was also something in there that he said in the original post about truth. And you have to look for it. So all I said was I'm speculating. Again, I'm not saying that this is a false flag at all. I'm not saying that. Yeah. I'm not. I could tell you 3 top false flags right now. 9/11, definitely false flag. That's my, all the facts are there.
I'll stand by
the Vegas shooting, false flag. Kennedy assassination, false fucking flag there.
That's what I thought of when somebody said there was a person to the left.
Right. So I will call all those things that because the science and the logic is there for it. This is too soon. We don't know that it is. Does it have the potential to be one? Sure. All of them do. But if you read some of these comments that these people are saying to me and how they just like immediately jump on his side, which this is proof positive that Trump derangement syndrome is on both sides of the aisle. Oh, yeah. There's people obsessed with hating him and there's people obsessed with loving him. Again, I get the attraction to him. He does the all-American speech, pro-military, pro this, that, and the other thing with his lips. His policies were a step in the right direction during his presidency. But everything that I said on that post, which we can bring up, and what I said was, the first one was the draining of the swamp. Oh, we got shrunk.
I was just trying to bring this over to the side so they could see it.
Everything I said, and they got mad at and laughed at, this is verifiably true. This has nothing to do with my speculation of a false flag. So if you go to up on one of the tabs on there where I have, where it's like, Trump hiring swamp monsters, like Big Pharma.
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Right there. Trump hires Big Pharma rep. And if you could read a couple of those things off there,
yep,
verifiably true.
So based on search results, President Trump has appointed individuals with ties to the pharmaceutical industry to key positions in his administration. Notable examples include Monsif Slaoui. So that would be a former chief that was tapped as a therapeutic czar to oversee the development of distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine. Alex Azar, a former pharmaceutical company executive. Azar was nominated and confirmed as the Secretary of Health and Human Services in 2017. And Grogan, I don't know who that is, but he thinks he's Cher because he has one name. A former gilded scientist lobbyist, Grogan served as a counselor to the HHS Secretary for Public Health and Science. That's who he is. His appointment raised concerns about conflict of interest and ethics violations.
So there's your draining the swamp. I called that out on there and got laughed at, got mocked, got shamed. And then I also called out the bump stock ban, which I also have open in a tab up there, which was just kind of smashed down after the Supreme Court.
So the Trump bump stock ban. The Supreme Court has struck down the Trump administration ban on bump stocks, a device that enables semi-automatic rifles to fire at a rate similar to machine guns. The 6-3 ruling issued on June 14th, 2014, found that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or the ATF, exceeded its authority when issued the ban in 2018.
So when I called that out, I wasn't blowing smoke. That's a real fucking thing. Also, what else did I mention up there? What other tabs do we have?
We've also got Trump's greatest achievement.
Greatest achievement. No, it was not just the most greatest achievement. It was the greatest invention since mankind. I mean, you could play the video in its entirety, how he becomes a vaccine salesman here. And,
it's fantastic. It's great.
It's the greatest invention. Like, if you hit play, it picks up right where the Candace on.
The word vaccine, don't get angry.
You did everything you could to get this vaccine out. I know where you
stand
on the vaccine.
It was one of the greatest achievements. We did it in less than 9 months.
To be able to do that.
Yes,
but now it's taking a twist, right?
And then people don't want it, and it probably even affects the others, because, there's a big situation with a lot of people don't want to take the vaccine. Well, this played right into their hands. And they want me to do public service messages and everything about everybody taking the vaccine. And look, I guess in a certain way, I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one.
There it is.
To get it done in less than 9 months was a miracle. Fauci
Shorter than a
said
pregnancy.
3 to 5 years. He thought it was something that just wouldn't be that effective because it would take so long to get. I pushed the FDA like they have never been pushed before. I wouldn't exactly say they're in love with me. They have never. This is a very bureaucratic organization. I pushed them like they've never been pushed before, and that's why we have it.
The vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind.
Gymshark yoga pants are way better. Go to Planet Fitness. Verified.
Spanish flu
Actually, these are better.
100 million people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You could cut the video. It's that. Yeah, my point's made on that one there.
Yeah, there was a lot of repeat material just cementing it.
Yeah, like I that man ushered that through. And also I want to mention, like, when he locked the country down, he was the man in power when that happened. Everybody became non-essential. If you've forgotten that, I don't know what more I can do for you. Like, and also let's look at what can happen from this. A lot of I feel that the left has been holding on to that pendulum and that momentum for the longest time. This illusion of choice here, and now that happened, that assassination attempt, it's going to break free, and then anybody who was on the other side, that's going to have a nice cataclysmic momentum for everybody who was on the other side, because now you can look for red flag laws to get even tighter for stuff that you say on the internet.
Yeah,
and this man just allegedly got shot in the ear with an AR. And never have you ever seen a Democrat so happy to see somebody have an AR, by the way. Just saying. Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah.
But no, look at gun laws, how that might change because of this.
Yeah.
Don't let one good tragedy go to waste. And people lost their lives at this thing. That's very, very unfortunate. But like I said, my interaction on John's post was just sheer speculation. Why isn't Trump right now saying that the Secret Service failed me? Because they fucking did, dude.
Yeah.
That rooftop wasn't assigned to anybody, or they saw him and ignored it. There's video footage of people going, hey, this dude's right here with a gun. Like, what are we doing? For 2-3 minutes? You're telling me that your guys did a good job? They did a good job.
The dude wasn't hidden. He just had camel pants on.
Right. And look at the videos of the one guys, like from the back of where the shooting happened, like the back of the stage or whatever, where the person comes over, talks to people, and moves these 2 people or 3 people out of the way and walks off where the shot's about to happen. And then it happens. So inside jobs can go both ways. They can go one way. I'm not saying that it is. But if you look at there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Why is he giving lip service saying that these people did a great job?
And now there's mind open to what this could really be, because if you really weigh in on this and think that I said this to King when we were just coming into this room. So the biggest thing is this man right there is a billionaire. He doesn't need this. And there's a million other reasons. If somebody gets shot at, and maybe he's just the bravest man of all time. However, he just got hit with a bullet, but then he's still standing there saying fight. And then he's still choosing to go on. So he's either the bravest man ever, or I don't know. That's to just keep pushing and then make comments about it while golfing.
That will be immortalized in American history for the rest of time. This man getting shot in the ear and then sticking up the fist and this, that, and the other thing. It definitely will. So you could see how this moment changes the trajectory of that pendulum. The people have been holding on to it for so long, and now it's starting to crack, and it's about to
swing back.
If you identified as a toaster or a furry or whatever it is, the illusion of choice that is the other side that is owned by the same corporations is going to come back and go, yeah, you don't have rights to this anymore because, you've got a mental illness. You've been identifying as this. You've been cosplaying a little too hard.
Yeah.
That is a real thing. And I'm not saying, I'm not making light of these people that went and did these things. I'm saying you got goaded into a position that you might not be able to walk the fuck back out of.
Yeah.
Because you're on a lot of government documents. You're on social media and you're saying these things. And they're going to go, wow, you can't own a firearm, dude. You think you're a fucking cat.
There's a lot you could do with that.
No, I'm just saying, man. I really read politics and theatrics and shit you see in social media, literally like Jarvis in a Tony Stark suit.
Yeah.
And just like I survey everything, I go, okay, if this happened here, what's the ripple effect here, 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 and here? And you can almost see things before they even fucking play out, because you see the same tactics being used all the time, and it might not be the same situation, but you see the same fear mongering. The media is there, and the media is there to do three things: generate viewership, generate consent, generate revenue. And they've done all of that.
Yeah, here's a big piece with that too. He actually made me just think of this. So, back in the 80s and stuff too, they used to be a lot more liberal with what you could say, and then even into the 90s and early 2000s. Think of the original Eminem era. So, with that being said, I can think of so many times that people put things on the internet that were acceptable then that became unacceptable now.
Right.
And I'm not saying I agree with them. I'm not saying I disagree with them. This is literally just the way that society has become. So it's happening again, or it has the stage to unfold again, because
Right.
they're using stuff against politicians, actors, and everything from 20 years ago that they put on the internet.
Right.
That people have to then come out and create, let's all face it, a fake apology, because they don't feel they should have to be apologizing either. And guess what?
Right.
I don't really think they do in that aspect if it was something that was accepted in society.
No.
But I see it unfolding again.
Let's go to some of these comments that some of these people responded, because I really ruffled some feathers here, and I would like to, maybe put, rather than go and comment on every one, I'll just put it on the video. And
On this video?
No, on the Facebook post.
Oh, back
where
here.
they commented on what I had said. Like, I literally got, I ran through the right wing spanking machine here.
Oh, yeah. The very first one, like he already said, atheist Democrat.
Half right.
That's insane. It's insanely stupid. Congratulations. I may have never read a more stupid post again in my life.
I'm honored.
You're not questioning anything. You're just making ridiculous, idiotic statements.
No, that's questioning everything. Like, literally, I'm questioning your reality. And a lot of people, even if this is Democrat and Republican alike, I could sit there and say something right down the middle, and I can make a Democrat sound like a Republican and vice versa. And this is what you guys sound like Democrats right now. You guys, you would think that this was a bunch of Democrats, the
Yeah,
way they're coming at me.
Yeah.
It's the same tactics. You go to insults. Don't tell me I'm fucking wrong. Show me I'm fucking wrong.
Yeah.
I just showed you where I was right on everything I said about Trump's policies.
Do you know where this came from? Because I have a feeling, and I always thought this, and I've said it for a long time, like how the far right has become literally, like he said, far left. Every time I read these, I read them in Trump's voice.
Yeah.
I really do, because remember how he would just retort, or how it was on Twitter? Everybody started emulating that.
Yeah.
Because just read that when you're just going through some of these things.
What are some other
It's
dumb
insane.
things here?
You're not questioning anything. You're making a ridiculous, idiotic statement.
Speculation. Didn't say it was. Didn't confirm it was.
So, right here, Susie says, the left never ceases to amaze me with their ignorance.
See, that's that thing. That's that argument. I'm not on your team. That means I'm on the other team? No, that doesn't work that way, man. You can't categorize me. You can't put me in a box like that.
And then she responds, does John know? I don't know what that's about. There's a Biden one from John. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't President Biden just say it's time to put Trump in the bull's eye?
Yeah, he said that.
So Biden's a disgrace to all things American, all things humanitarian, and certainly to all things presidential. This is what's wrong, because we just jump to a giant conclusion that you're a supporter, or that you are on this side.
Yeah.
Because all he did, if you read this original post, was prompt some conscious thinking outside of just, hey, here's what they printed and gave you. Because look at false news right here, guys. False news. Boom. That was flagged as. But
The thing about it is this. Let's say everything that we saw with that rally is what it's played out to be. Then why isn't anybody on the right calling this, I'm having a brain fart right now. Why are they not calling it out as a potential false flag through their own government.
Yeah, they're so trusting to the government, or that
Right, you're asking them
this
to government.
man is the hero.
Right, this guy is the hero, and I'm not saying like if this is, and you also got to like the last better part of a decade, you've seen media tell people to hate this man,
Oh yeah,
to just come out and just hate,
Yep.
hate, and that's all they did. You don't think that you're going to program or manufacture some fucking wacko that has an opportunity like that opportunity in Butler to take a shot? Like, they should be held responsible. If this is what they say it is, they should be held responsible for that. Because you've literally, for the past 10 years, told everybody to hate this man, just to hate this man. Made up lies, conjecture, all kinds of shit to hate this man. And then somebody acted out on it. Now, if
that's an even bigger problem.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've sat here and made this a cool thing, and it's only a matter of time before that shit was going to happen. If it is what they say it is, and this is just some random dude who's like, oh, fuck Trump, I've been told to hate him, so this is what I got to do. If that was the case, the media has told you guys to do this.
Yeah, and you've allowed yourself to be programmed to such a factor that you let somebody, a president, really matter to you that much. When's the last time a president affected your life in a giant matter that you could say, hey?
I mean, they do to a degree. I mean, I believe they might be just like,
But to this factor, where you come to his defense,
Right,
as
right.
if this is your brother.
Right, yeah, and a lot of them do that. It's very cult-like. It's just like they know them personally. And John may have met him. Like he is he's a he's a star. But I'm just the common man like myself or yourself. And I went to a Trump rally, and Naomi went to, and that was when he ran first in 2016. And I wanted to see what he was saying that the media wasn't going to cover.
Yeah.
And this was in Erie, and I didn't go as a supporter. I really wanted. I'm open-minded. I want to see what the guy had to say. And the only thing that our local media covered is when somebody got escorted out of there because they were just being loud and rambunctious, and he said, "Your mom's going to vote for me." That's the only thing they said about it.
Yep.
He said a lot of good.
Something lewd.
He said a lot of good things, but he also said some other stuff that was just sounded like lip service to me. To kind of like, it's just the champion, those American soldiers, and like just you say all the right things that people want to hear, and then you kind of walk it back with some of the other dumb shit you say.
Yep. For sure.
But
we have one more tab up here too. So the last one is, and this is just in conjuncture with showing why some of these comments, they didn't even back up themselves, but this one was about the stimulus.
oh yes, I almost forgot about that. It was the biggest one. I said that those two stimulus bills that he signed were socialism at its finest, and man, dude, like that was a lot of fucking jack to just print out and throw around to everybody.
Yeah, that's a lot of cheese. Like, where? And are we liking the inflation rate
Yeah, I mean,
that nobody thought of for them getting a temporary little payout that everybody was so happy with?
Give me freedom or give me another stimulus check.
Hey.
And how did that pay off?
Hey,
I'm just saying, I've only highlighted everything that has went wrong. And also when like the last part of his presidency, when the cities were burning and stuff like that, what did he do? Like, and what's to say if he gets in again that the media don't do the same old shit and then rally these people up to do this shit again?
Or just
Like, do you really
continue this?
just continue to like make your countrymen suffer because this man's in office? Because that's what they did.
Yeah.
They really did make like a lot of people suffer. They really just programmed a mass amount of people into hating one man and one political party because they said to do it, and they were fine with burning down cities.
It just shows how much people are literally able to be manipulated.
Yeah.
Are literally able to be just programmed to. And you can like him. I've liked a lot of things he did do.
Same.
But for the very fact, I still question. I remember growing up, because of what I was about to say, I remember growing up thinking and always asking why, and then my mother telling me I should have been a lawyer, because I grew up with a mentality of question authority. And that doesn't mean to give them a hard time. I want to know why.
Right.
You need to explain to
Right.
me. And then I'm also going to seek out more education on things, just like King said. He went to go watch a rally because he wanted to be educated on it. that's the best thing to do. It's just like with religion. If you're one religion and you are just so pig-headed that you can't even understand the others, you're not really reading. You're not really growing or knowing. If you read all this different stuff, you can then be educated on it. And it's just like in life. You have to know what's out there in order for you to surmise an answer, not be given one.
Right, and that's why you can watch, like, I try to, like, stay out of, like, the mainstream media, but it's hard to avoid when you see it. But again, it's always whether it be abortion, gun rights, whatever, it's always the same rotation of shit. And it's never any solution. It's just, we're just going to continue to have this conversation. We're going to vote harder next time. They're going to change this. They're going to change that. I don't know, man. Like you've got to study both sides. You've got to listen to all different media outlets and their spin and see who funds them as well. Because that's kind of
how they're part of you.
It's kind of like, NASCAR drivers. You know who sponsors them. Mm-hmm. So why shouldn't politicians have the same thing? And I'm quoting the great Jesse Ventura on that one, where he says that politicians should, have all their sponsors on their three-piece suits, and then you know who they're speaking for, because it ain't the people.
That would be brilliant too.
Yeah.
With that whole idea, it's just wild to think that so many people just go by party faith, though, not even interest into the person.
Right.
Because, well, first and foremost, we know these two can't be the only choices. Definitely aren't the best choices, but these are the ones that we're being given, and the fact that there's people just blindly loyal to a party rather than this different person or this different approach. That's why every time you should be willing to listen. That's why being independent and being form functioning where you can actually think for yourself.
People are not ready to be free.
No.
They're not ready to be free. They need to be owned. They need to be told what to do.
Yep, or how to feel.
Right, or how to feel. And it's literally, they can't detach from that. And I voted. I didn't just start where I am as like a libertarian ANCAP. I didn't start that way. I started off in my younger life as a Democrat. I like Bill Clinton. Cool. And then after 9/11 happened, I kind of jumped on the Republican side. And then it was just kind of, then I started to see, like, you started to see the fear mongering, and after, all that other stuff that was going on, you're just like, wait a minute, something's amiss. They're both full of shit.
Yep.
They're buddies behind closed doors. They sit there and, shit talk each other, but they co-sign on all these great bills. Sarcasm there. No, it's really at least on the federal level, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And I can't sit here and clamor for that. Like, again, there were some good policies from Trump, but am I a Trump supporter? No. Like, I can respect the art despite the artist in some cases, but I don't want, because somebody that you might think is suitable for office might go against my wants and my needs.
Yeah.
So, like, voting has become
different.
Yeah, voting has become, like, I don't want, and the thing about common sense is it's not so common.
Yeah.
So why would I want, when I know the masses are not of logic and common sense thinking, as you can see on some of that post there, why would I want to share anything with them, especially a government? Why would I want to do that?
No.
Like, you're voting. You get a right to vote. Like, it's kind of like we all order food, and we all take a mass order of, like, what can we eat, and then the person that's intolerant to dairy or whatever, we all end up ordering shit with cheese on it, like pizza or whatever, and, like, they're screwed. Like, not everything is for everybody. So to blindly just jump on, pull the red, pull the blue, it's dumb anymore. It's broke. It's in the way of liberty, actual liberty. So,
well, guys, before we do log off, I'm going to push a button just because it's fun and we haven't been able to use it yet.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
And then I'm going to push a button because John Snyder, it's all love, dude. I'm not an embarrassment to my family or myself. I, speak logically and free thinking. You might not agree with what I have to say, but I'm not going to make any type of personal attack back at you. I still love your work, still love what you do, still love your posts. Keep doing you, brother, and I hope everything is well, and take care. And on that note, this is my favorite car of all time. Peace out, homie.
Yeah. Guys, before we jump off, last thing we do want to share. So, we do have merch up on the store available. That's at streamlabs.com/justthetip 2024. You can visit the site. You can pull up any of these different products. There's a lot of different stuff. There's these too. So moist as
Moist AF.
Moist AF
for the kids at home.
And it's summertime, so it's time to bust yourself out of tank and
Yeah, man.
Moist crew.
We got them crop tops. We got the hoodies, all that stuff. Yeah, jump on, support the stream if you wish. If not, hope you enjoyed our content for the day.
Yeah, guys, we'll be back Friday, and thank you for joining us on Just the Tip. Stay moist.
Deuces.